Welcome to another amazing day at fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with the wonderful Nick Hunter, who is one of the premier developers for FileMaker. Pretty much, mostly he's the top guy for UI and UX, and he knows a lot of other really great things that he's here to discuss with us. With that being said, if you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've got our FM Training annual subscription bundle. It basically is 100+ hours of really high energy video training content. Nick is a trainer in it, Rich is a trainer in it, Jacob's a trainer in it. A lot of our really fantastic developers and senior engineers are trainers in it. If you know nothing about FileMaker, this will get you from knowing nothing to being a competent developer, able to deliver on your own projects in your own time. So that's great. If you've already bought it, we greatly appreciate the support. Otherwise, thank you very much. With that being said, Nick, what are we doing today?
Hello, Marge. Hello, everybody. So thank you for the introduction as usual. And so today I have a good mood because I have only good news since this morning. So hopefully this will be a great session, I hope. So today we're doing the day 2 of this real world kind of challenge thinking. So why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because I want to show which kind of things we have to deal with FileMaker sometime, right? And sometimes when we have a challenge, which is it's a challenge, right? We don't really know what to do. You know, it's we don't know where to start, and we have what we call the blank page fog, right? So it's when you start blank page and you don't know where to start, right? So here, I had a conversation with a customer like 2 days ago, and a guy I do coaching with, okay? And he has a challenge as well, okay? And I try to teach him, to tell him that you need to start with the real world. That means you need to start, imagine that you don't have computer, right? And how you will have done that on the paper, right? So pretty much that the first thing you need to do is to think real world, real world, real thing, right? And with that being said, so you start with the real thing that the process. You have a process, you have a physical process, you have in your company you have a process you do manually and stuff like that, and you want FileMaker to assist you in that process, and that the process you're going to do, it needs to be what the reality is. Okay, here it's the same thing, it's the same approach, right? But instead of taking the real thing, because we don't have, we need to take the real thing here, in your head, right? So when you have a challenge, you need to start putting all the pieces of the puzzle on the table, okay? And that is what, I don't know in the US or other country, but in France, where I was, going to school in the 70s, at the time where school were good. I'm lucky. So at the time where, the teacher were respected and we were afraid about him. So, and at the time, they explained to us how to resolve problems, right? Like each time I have this in mind is, a half spheric tank, and you have, of I don't know, 10 gallon, and you have a faucet that pour water like 2 liters per minute, something like this. How many times to fill up the tank, right? So so this type of problem that you have. So to solve those kind of problems, you put everything on the paper, right? So you put the tank and the thing and the faucet and stuff, and then you need to bring the logic to calculate the thing. So here is exactly the same, and since then, because I'm thinking about this half spheric tank problem, because I'm applying this. I have this in mind every time I'm building something, right? So that can be a script, that can be a calculation. What I do first, I put all what I need, right? I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. All the pieces of the puzzle. And then when I grab all, right, I can have the mechanism, the thing that pick the thing and manipulate thing and replace thing and change things and substitute things. And so, and with FileMaker, right, the best way to do something like this, okay, is to go away from records, because we cannot manipulate records. Records are like trucks. They're heavy, right? They're heavy. They're cargo ships, right? So they're very heavy. You cannot manipulate. What we want, right? So pretty much, what we want, we don't want the cargo ship. What we want is the box inside the container that is inside the cargo ship, right? So that's what we want. We want to go to the minimum, the small pieces, because a human being cannot manipulate a cargo ship or cannot manipulate a container, but we can manipulate boxes, right? So, and FileMaker, so that is important. It's very important to know that. You have a hierarchy of heaviness. First, you have the FileMaker file, which is a cargo ship, right? And then you have, right? You have the containers, right? So you have the tables, right? Inside the table, you have the fields. Inside the fields, you have data. You have records, right? So you have file, table, fields, records that use the fields, that behind the field, right? And then we have values. The small pieces, the smallest pieces we can have in FileMaker is a value. And that's why FileMaker gives us what I said all the time, this arsenal of functions that we can use to manipulate those values, right? So we have a lot. Fields, we cannot manipulate nothing on fields. And records, even less, right? We cannot manipulate things on records. It's very heavy, right? So let me share my screen real quick and then continue what we were doing yesterday. So yesterday, okay, so the challenge I had, like I said yesterday, is to build something like this. So we have a shift. So, I go back to, for the people. So we have shifts, right? So it's like a surveillance company, okay? It's a security company. So they have shifts. So they have guards, okay? And they have for this one, they have a shift, a night shift, a day shift, right? And they have day offs, right? So this is what he's doing. So we need two, so the same guy needs to do 2 days of the morning, 2 days of the nights, and 2 days off. And then all the months like this, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, morning, night, off, morning, night, off, 2, 2, 2, like this. But when so you have 3 guys, we need 3 guys, right? When one guy do the morning, the next guy do the evening, when do the day, the first guy do the day, the second guy do the night, and the third guy is off, right? So that being said, all the time we have 2 guys on site and 1 guy resting, right? So here we have 2 days for this, 2 days for this, 2 days for this. So when we create the schedule, right, we start with the month, right? And then we start populating data. So we have 3 guys and we populate data. So how we can do that shifts, you see the shift here. So I stayed there, days to try to figure out this. And one day, like usual, like always, it happened to me. I don't know if it happened to you, but it happened to me at 2 a.m. in the morning. I woke up and I say, I got it. At 2 a.m. I woke up and I said, I got it. How to do that? And and guess what? It's the values that serve me. Because before they had this with SQL, okay? I mean, I don't want to, to bash SQL all the time, but to generate this, so I'm deleting it. To generate this, they needed 6 minutes, 6 minutes to populate this, where to me, it takes like less than 10 seconds here and then here, right? So, but there's a reason for that, because SQL manipulate records, right? SQL go and gather records. We don't with this system. This system, I don't even touch one record. I don't go and grab records and look for records. I don't. This is slow. I don't. So here how I'm doing it, okay? First, you see here, I have a shift that is built for me. It's built for me. It's there, everything there. 2, 2, 2, right? So how I'm doing this, so yesterday we saw how we build the days and the calendar days, so I don't go back there, right? But how we can get this list to be done here, right? So this is a technique, right? So we go and we have this, okay. So here, as I said, you see all the time before I start, so this is really object-oriented thing. So I learned that, to be honest with you, I learned that when I was at FileMaker, working with the engineers that were pretty much building FileMaker itself, right? So they taught me how to make like Objective-C stuff and stuff like this, right? So, and it was interesting, right? I said, okay, why I don't get this opportunity to talk to those brilliant people and stuff like that and learn, right? And I said, oh, well, yeah, this is a good technique because you can solve many things. So this is how I'm doing it, and you should inspire yourself doing the same. First, you do everything because nothing exists. You know what I mean? Nothing exists. Just what I have this. This is the only thing that exists to me. What exists before I start, what is existing, right? And of course, you need something to start. So this is the best way, because I say, okay, on number 1, so that's the order, I have 2 days of this guy, and I have 2 days, on number 2, I have 2 days of this, and number 3, I have 2 days of this. So I have something to rely on. Okay. So here I'm gathering the usual, I'm gathering the usual. So the scheduling IDs, so the ID to get back to these 3 guys, right? So that will be the list of this, right? The IDs, when I put S behind IDs, my naming is very important as well. This will be the next webinar. I'm going to explain all of those things, right? Because it gives you indication. It helps you to build things. When I put list of, first of all, list of, that means there's something more than 1, okay? Scheduling IDs, because there's many. So I expect to have many here, right? See, if I don't have many, is that something wrong? Then here I have the current ship ID, right? So it's 1 only, because there's no S and not list of, it's current, okay? And then I have the list of days with the S, right? Very important. List of, it's a list. I'm expecting a list, okay? So I'm not surprised. I'm surprised if I have only 1, right? I'm surprised. So what this is something the script of yesterday gave to me, okay? So yes, I have records for that, but I'm not using the record. I'm not going to the record and try to modify the record. No, I'm not doing this. I'm taking out from that the list of this, right? So I'm taking it. So if I go there, I'm going there, and I can get it with a relationship, This script is giving me list of days. So I'm performing this one, the 3000. This one, list of days, right? So this one is the J, right? So this one is giving me the list of days. This one, the J, or the A. No, is that the A? The A. Okay, sorry for that. So the A. So T0 to A is going to give me list, right? T0 to A, and it's going to give me the dates. So this, I have my dates. This is what I need to use. I'm not going to, I have records. This is based on record. This is based on record, right? But I don't care. I don't even try to go perform find, go to the list of records. No, won't work. Heavy to manipulate. No. Take the list of the days. That's all what I need. The list of the days from the first to the last, right? I have it. So now that I have it, I have my list of days in my script. So let's back to my script here. So now I'm counting. I need, because I'm going to use loop. So I need to count to know when the loop needs to stop, right? So it's very simple. I'm counting the scheduling ID. So how many scheduling ID I have? 1, 2, 3, right? And of course, the normal day, because sometimes you have 28 days in February, sometimes you have 30, sometimes February is 29. So you don't know. So you cannot say 31. You can, because it's not 31. It can be 30, it can be 31, it can be 29, it can be 28. So I'm counting this. I don't know. Since I don't know, I count, right? So I have a value here. So I have a variable. All of those, of course, when you're debugging, all of those things are available to you to see. So you can see. Then when I gather this, I just say, go to the calendar layouts, right? I have a layout for that, right? And, right, I need to put the current shift, right? The current shift ID, right? This one. Why I'm doing this? Because throughout the next stuff is going to happen. So it's a global, right? It's a global current, current global. Because throughout what follows, I'm going to use relationship. Okay, I need, right, to make sure that I am in the right one. So because I'm going to use relationship to gather information throughout the script. So and the following here, I need that because the T03F is going to rely on that value that can be different each time I'm using the script, right? So I'm using relationship to gather the thing. So now, remember what I need to do, right? What I need to do. I need to build a list, right? I need to build a list of value. So let's perform these scripts not on server. So let's delete everything. So this is how I'm debugging. So it's a good example. Those are perform script on server, right? But when you need to debug the script, you cannot use it on server. So you deactivate the script on server and you perform the same in a new window. So that will simulate that you're on server, but you're local. It will be slow, but you will be able to, if it works, if the script works like this, it will work on server. So let's do this, right? And debug it, right? Let's do this. So let's debug, we generate it. So we go and we gather the thing. We do this, we generate the month. So I generate the month. My month are generated, okay? So the list of days, right? So list of days is there. So now I'm populating a new window and I start, right? So let's do something here. Before to do this, let's do something. A new window and omit multiple records. So this is how you do. You go to the record, the first record, and you omit, and to make sure you omit all, right? You say get found count, or yeah, found count. get found count. So that will omit all the records. So that will be clean. Okay, that will be clean. So let's start again. Okay, I'm generating the days. I'm open new window, go to the first, omit all, and now I'm clean. Okay. So I'm pretty sure nobody knows about that. So now I am in my script that will generate the calendar with the list of T1, T2, T. Okay. So I'm gathering from the get parameters. So here, I'm not using JSON. You can use JSON if you want, right? But I'm not, because it's adding an extra complexity that I don't need, because I have my technique, I use it since so many times, is to gather the get script parameter like this, right? So we send values to the script parameters, but when you have values within values, you replace the carriage return of what you want to send by a character. I'm using that one because it's very, very, very impossible, almost impossible to find it in the text or whatever, especially on my, those are to send a list of IDs, right? So on the UUIDs, you don't have this character. So it's, I'm secure, right? So I have, those are my parameters. This is my parameters, right? So I'm taking this, and now I'm starting, boom, boom, boom. So this now is become free values, right? I have free values because I have free guys, remember? Now I have the shift ID. This is, I'm in the shift 3/2. Remember that the name of the shift, it's important, and the ID of the shift. It's important to have this because you will see, I'm going to rely on this to go to another table and gather it. I gather the information I need from that table, right? And then I have my list of days, right? From the 1st to the 30th. So far, so good. And then I'm counting. I have 31 day and free scheduling. So this will be that the first loop will perform 3 times, and the second one will perform 31 times, okay? Then, okay, I'm putting inside a global, right? I'm putting inside a global, I'm putting this ID, the shift ID, because everything that from now on will rely on that ID to gather information from where I am now. So I'm starting with a context, the schedules context. Now I'm in the calendar context, but I need that ID to gather information. So I'm using relationship to suck up, right, information. So now this is the most interesting one. I want this. So what is this, right? The list of items. Inside my shifts, the 3/2, I have the ID here. No. Remember, I said I want 2 days of T1, 2 days of T2, and 2 days off. And here, I'm gather the ID of what is a T1 in the table, what is a T2 in the table, and what is a off in the table. And you can see 2 T1, 2 T2, 2 off, 2 T1, 2 T2, 2 off. So how I'm building that list, okay? That list here, not this one, sorry, this one, no, this one. I'm using a while. So you see, it's very simple. It's there's nothing here, right? I'm going to show you, there's nothing. I'm getting whatever this gives me. So what is this? It's a relationship from calendar to the shift item based on my ID shift. Remember this ID that I'm putting in the global? So what this is returning to me. So it's good because you see how I'm manipulating the debugger, how I can go to the scripts. You cannot modify the script, but you can go and open it. Even the script is on pause right now, right? And then you manipulate this and you can go and see what happened. So this is what I get. It's a list of, right, my shipped ID items out from that relationship, right? So I know, remember I said I want 2, 2, 2, right? So it's a pity because I cannot go now to the, I can stop it. Let's stop that, right, for the moment, because I can stop it. You know, it's so, I didn't do anything so far. I didn't do anything. Okay. I want to show you this. Remember, I told you, you need to put on the table everything you need. So let's make everything you can before the thing happens to help you. Obviously, I need to know how many times, I need 2 times of the same and 2 times of the same. So instead of trying to do something super complicated, post process, I'm doing pre-process. I'm preparing my stuff. I give myself all the info I need at the moment I'm creating it. If I'm going there to the ship item, remember I said 2. I said 2, right? So here, I have a little while. So the while is going to repeat the calc and add to the current list. So this while, it takes the ID of the item, how many days I need, and it's going to populate how many times I need. So let me show. It's interesting to see that. Well, no. If I go to my shifts and I'm showing here this field, what this while stuff is going to do, right? Let's say I'm putting 1 here. 1. Here I'm putting 2. 2. I'm putting 3. I'm putting 5. 5. So I need, when this is 2, I need 2 of those. I need 2 of those. I need 2 of this line. So I have only 1 line. I don't want to do T1, T1, T2, T2, off. That was complicated. No, I said I want 2 days of this. Now I have 2 times of the same ID. Now this is ready for me. It's totally ready, right? So this is you do. So you use the logic. You say, okay, I want 2 times this ID. I need 2 times. Why doing a complicated thing? No, you pre-populate your thing you need for the future, right? So let's start again this. So we go there, we delete this, and then we start again, okay? It's okay. Generate this. Boom, boom, boom. So generate the days. And now we go there. And now we're back. So what this while stuff is doing here? What this while stuff is doing here? I'm taking the list. Remember that list? So now you understand where this list is coming from. You understand it. 2, 2, 2. Okay. Yes, it's adding an extra line like this. I could fix it, but I didn't because it's helped me in my reading. It's helped. Visually, it's helped. So, but I need to strip it out. So what I'm doing is very simple. I says the double, remove, when you go there, you just say here, remove the extra, remove 2 carriage return with 1. That's all. You replace, substitute 2 carriage return with 1. So, and then you clean up your list. Right? So now that I have this list cleaned, so this is a list I need, right? And this is how many days I need. Okay, how many times I need to repeat that block of IDs, no, 222, that's 6 IDs, how many times I need to repeat it? Because it's repeating 1, 2, 3, 4 to fill 31 days, but a little bit more. I'm going to show you why. I want a little bit more than 31 days. I want that cover like 40 days, okay, to make sure. So this will repeat the same list, boom, 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 as many times I want, you know, how many times I want. I'm counting this, right? I'm counting this, how many times I need that to happen, right? So this is how this is when it stops. It stops when this I mean, it continues to roll the while until this here is inferior or equal of number of days. Okay. So, and what you do, you add the result to the list. So it's a while can stuff. So when I get this, everything is done pretty much. So you see, thanks to the values, thanks to the while, thanks to the fact that I prepare everything on the shift item stuff and I build my stuff there, right? So now I can list of items. So it repeated this. See, this block has been repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated, right? So now I have my list here. So what I do, right? So I have my list. I'm gathering things, right? So I have the shift day list. The shift day list. So what it is, remember, also, I'm using values. I'm sucking up how many days for each each items, right? For each turn, T1, how many T1s, how many T2s, how many T3s? As 2 T1, how many T1, T2 and off? 2 T1, 2 T2, and 2 off. That's what I need. If I had 3, 1, 2, it would have 3, 1, 2, right? So this is important. You will see why. And then I have the list days of week, right? So the list days of week, where it is? The list days, I don't see it. Maybe he didn't do it. I should have it. Lists of days, current holiday. Oh yeah, I don't have. Because I don't have holidays and I don't have things like this. So these two I don't have. Okay, I don't need. Because yeah, I don't need that. Okay. So now I can continue. Okay, I can continue my stuff, right? And start the process, right? So now, okay, so now, right? I start populating my stuff, right? So here now, I want to go. I want to see the days, the 31 days of the first guy of the list, of the first guy of that list, right? The first guy of the list of scheduling. I need this guy. So I'm not using a perform fine and stuff like this is slow. No, what I'm doing is I'm setting a field. I'm setting a transfer of fund set field, right? With the ID of the guy. And thanks to our relationship, I said, go to red record. Boom. This is the first guy. Okay. So this is the 31 days of the first guy from 1 to 31, right? So I have the list of item ID, okay, here, list of item IDs, right? So now I can replace the list of item ID by employee, this, okay? So list of here. So this is, right, the list I want to populate. Do you remember from my list of IDs that was a while down? I need to populate this. So here, if I count this, it will say I have 31. Let's do it. Here, list of, so let's go to the, I am in the 26. So that's good because you can go there, copy this, go to their watch here and say value counts, this. So I have 31. So I have 31 IDs ready to be populated. And how I'm doing this? I'm doing a replace. I'm replacing the ID shipped item with this list, right? And because I am in one font set clean, the record number is going to give me which value to pick from that list. So if I do this what happened? Boom. You replace, so on server is instant, right? Because I have a bunch of auto entry calculation based on this. So now, boom, 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 bam. He populate this, he populate this, he populate this, he populate the start time, the end time, the shift name, the shipped item name. So I have plenty of stuff coming, right? Because I replace one ID, right? And now I'm doing the same for the next guy. And this is where it's interesting. I'm setting the next guy. I'm going to see here, I was on Alex, right? Now I am on Daniel Franco. I'm another guy, right? And I'm going to, now I'm going to, normally I should have it. Now I have the ship day. The ship day comes only when on the second one. So here, the current ship day is 2. So remember these 222 here. I pick the first one of those. I'm picking on the second round, I'm picking the first of this, saying, by the way, the guy we just did started with T1 on the list. T1, 2T1, 2T2. But now this guy needs to start 2 days after that. So I need to start two values after that. So this variable here, this variable here, the list of items, I didn't perform it. It was based on the list here, remember? It was based on this list of items here. So it was based on this list of items here. It was based on this. This list of items start with the 7683, 2. And then the first of this list of item by employee, the first one starts with the 7683. But the second one, the second employee, the one below, doesn't start with those 2. It starts with the one after. It starts with 3666. Because on this list of items here, this was the 2 first, and this is the 2 second, 3666. So what I'm doing, I'm taking this list this list, and I'm stripping out two values with this, with a middle value. I'm starting this middle value, I'm starting two down, because this guy here, out of this guy, is telling me you need to strip out 3 on top of that list, remove 3 of those, and then you start with, and then you replace now with a new list where the 2 first are stripped out, right? So you push to the right the list, you know what I mean? So you push. So now we start with this. So the next guy, the third guy, right? Do this, do this. So now I'm on the third guy, the Nick Hunter. And I'm doing the same thing. So he says the current shift day is 4. Why 4? Because it's 2 plus 2. I'm an additional thing. I say, okay, the very first guy, we remove 2 days. The second guy, we remove 2 days. So you need to remove 4 days now. So you need to remove 4 of those on that list. You need to remove 1. You need to remove 1, 2, 3, and 4, and start with 5480. So let's do it. Replace. And I'm starting with, we see. So in order to push the 2 like this, I'm using the pieces of the puzzle. Everything was there. The number of I have the number of values. That means it was giving me 2 times the same ID. So that was cover up. I knew I need 2 days. And I know I need 2 days for the first, 2 days for the second, and 2 days for the third. I have the information, right? And then now he start with 54. So I'm starting, the first was starting with T1, T1, T2, T2 of the second one, the T1s, the first T1, I got rid of this. And I said the second one start with T2, T2 of, and the third one was, I stripped out the two T1s, I stripped out the 2 T2s, and then I'm starting with off. That's why I need, remember, when I told you when I'm building that list here, I'm needing a little bit more, like 10 more, 15 more. Why? Because I'm pushing. So I still need 31. So I couldn't say 31 because I need a list. I'm going to strip 2 on top, 4, 6, 10, you know, so you can strip 15 days sometimes, right? If you have a complex turn to a complex shift. So that's why I'm building more. And then I have more values in stock in case of I need after the 31. But I still need 31. I need to make sure I have 31 available. So I'm building more because I'm stripping out, right? So what did I do? What is the manipulation I did? Just to show you. What did I do on the record level? Absolutely nothing. I had a go to red record, which is boom, and I had a replace, which is not a big deal because on server this is bling, it's instant, it's like less than a second. I monitor it, so it's because I'm doing a replace with IDs. I'm not doing a replace with a crazy calculation. I'm replacing an ID, a middle value of a list of IDs that I have in memory in variable. So everything, but I can do this because I'm using something that was pre-built before on the items, the two IDs and the number of days. I'm sucking in everything inside my script. Everything was there. And you can see that you can monitor everything that happened here because you put variable and you can see what happened. And you can even stop the script and go to the watch data viewer and then try and test and see if you have the right thing and stuff like this. So you have all on the table, like I said, and you can work and you can debug because trust me, I didn't do that in one shot. I was there like pretty much in the 2 days, right? Trying to figure out why I didn't get this, why I didn't get that. Oh, I need that. Oh, I can do this, right? So you figure out as you process, but if you can see what you do, right? It's much easier than to do something where you have absolutely no clue what's going on. And that's why I don't like SQL, because you see nothing. You see something when you get the thing right. Otherwise, you see question mark. Here, at least, I can see, oh, where's my values? Oh, I don't have, oh, because that relationship is not working. SQL is not giving you that. Until you have a result, you have a question mark. Right here, I have everything on the table. I have everything there. From the beginning to the top, how many times, the IDs, the numbers, the counters. I have everything. Right. So now that I have this, right, I want to take care of all the things. Because there's many complexity here. Right. I'm doing a bunch of what's the name? Replace here, because here, for example, this is for, sometime, okay. I'm going to show you that later, but you want to say things, so you want to do things additional. First, sometimes you say, I want that turn to be always a Saturday. I want that guy to be off on Saturday, for example. Okay. There's no work on Saturday, for example. So this is where you can do this. I'm going to show you. And this is where you put the holidays, because you can have holidays, right? Then so I'm going to skip this for now. So I have no holidays, I have no fixed dates, and I have no holidays. So it's skipped, right? It's skipped, okay, because I have none of this. And now, so this is something I'm going to explain later, tomorrow. And I'm going back to my schedule. So those three here, on server. And I want to make sure, because I have only 3 records, but normally you have more records. So you need to make sure you go to that 3. So you use the same technique. I have the list of scheduling IDs. So I'm going to that. Thanks to a relationship here now, I have this. And then I can replace my trigger, because I want things to be populated now, right? See here? I want to populate the results, right? So I have our auto entries calculation. You remember day 1, day 2, day 3 with the calculation based on the name of the field. Okay. Just I do this and boom. So this happened on server. So the replace, I'm making it on server, right? And then I'm pretty much done, So this way of building, this way of thinking, right? To pre-build a list of IDs and to remove what I need. So this is one case scenario, right? But you can apply the same technique, and I'm applying the same technique for many things. Like, for example, I want to create a list of days, I want to create a list of days from one day to another date, a list. But I don't want the Saturday and Sunday. What you do. And I want to create records out of this. Oh, you create new records, set field. No, you don't do that. It won't work. You use a list of values with your range, right? So of course you need this nice, that I give to you, you have the range, right? And you say get as date this 01, 22, and from get, now I know how get as date, and I want, for example, 5/05/1/2022. Okay, get as date 01/05/01/20. Get as date range, get as date. Oh, get as date. Yeah, I want more. Okay. So, boom. So my list is there. Okay. And if I want to strip that, I can say -1. So now I'm finishing at the end of the month. Right. And I know it's 30. Right. I know it's 30. So because you don't know, maybe you don't know which one, which month is. So instead of saying 31 of April, which doesn't exist, and you don't know that, you say, okay, let's go to the 1st of May and remove one day. And because you have get as date, he knows. So that's the beauty of FileMaker does. Okay. So you have your list, and then you can have a nice while. You have it on my while. Maybe Marge, you can send people the while, the while file, the while webinar,
Yes.
the while function. Okay, and then you do that with your while. And then you create your record based on the values. New record, get record 1, get record number 1, get record number 2, etc. And you you say, okay, and see here, you say get value, okay, get value of this list, and you want the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, and you can build your record like this. Don't try to build record and say set field, and it won't work. And set field that if the day of the date equals Saturday, it's slow. It's very slow. No, you do it on the memory, and then so the value. So now I want to, since we don't have any question, I don't see. Hey Jason, but for this situation, it's not better for the list of to use JSON. Yes, it's okay. You can use JSON if you want to use JSON. To send the parameters. To send this. You can do, but it's the same thing. For me, it's better because you need to build the JSON. Get set JSON element. Boom, boom, boom. You have much more things to do than this. Okay. But this is, it's my preference, and then you can use JSON if you want. Right? I don't have any problem with this, right? But if you're talking about this, I don't know. So now I have another case scenario. You remember I told you about here. Here, I want to be, for example, I want to add a fourth one, and I say ISO, for example. I want to be that on every Wednesday. Right? When it's a Wednesday, I want that. Right? Or T100, for example. For Wednesday, I want that because on Wednesday, we just do from 7 to 23, for example. Okay? On Wednesday. So now I have this. I don't put the number of days here. I said this is Wednesday. So let's see how it works when you do this, right? Here. So let's delete that chip. And let's do it. So when I do it here, you see that automatically it will do it. Oh, I forgot to let's stop it. Otherwise, you will stay for long. See the difference between a perform script on server and not on server, right? The difference. This is on server. Generate the calendar. Both. And you see, all my Wednesdays are T100. It's cool, right? I want on the Wednesday T100. So how you do this? You don't try to figure out record by record set field, new record set field. If you do this, this is crazy. No. So let's look at this. And we have another one, another case scenario, the holidays. Let's say, so we which month we are? We in August, right? August, yes. So let's see, let's put a holiday in August. Let's say the 15th of August, we have our next day off. Okay. I have an holidays on that day. So I have a table for my holidays. I put Thanksgiving, I put, my name's day, whatever you want, right? Christmas Eve. Those are holidays we know, right? We know the holidays, right? So now I can go to the scheduling and look what will happen if I do it again. Boom! The 15 is a holiday. I'm showing it. The 15 is red because it's an holiday. That means because all of this is for payroll. It's for payroll. When the guy do a T1, it's not the same price when you do night shifts. It's more on night shifts. You have 20% more. And when it's a day off, when it's a holiday, right? I need to know. And I need to know when it's a Sunday as well. And you can see, I put something here, it's a Sunday. I know when the Sunday is, I know when the holidays is, and I can say, I want that day to be the T100. So how I'm doing this? Oh, can we agree that this is the over super duper complicated thing? Okay. And can you agree that thanks to the values, everything got first super fast, and second, it wasn't that complicated. It was hard to get stabilized, but the concept is not complicated at all, right? So how we do this, how we do this, right? So let's do it again and let's debug it, right? So I'm going there and I'm going this. I'm doing my month on server, okay? New window, I'll omit everything. So let's do, and let's put a break here, right? So now I play this and until it's done. So you see the difference between on server and not on server, right? So it's better to get your server to work like half a second or 1 second or 2 seconds, right? All of this on server is half a second. It's like boom, because I'm doing nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. It's everything is on the memory, is on the variables, right? All the complexity is on the variable. So this is why I want to show you. It's a technique to put everything on values. I will repeat that all the time because even when I do coaching, I get people that say, "Oh, I don't do that way." Okay, you don't do that way, but do the right way, right? So now I'm good. So now, remember this list of week. The list of week is something I'm gathering at the beginning. I say, yes, I have a list of week here. The day 4, the 4 days of the week, I have something. So Sunday for FileMaker, Sunday is day 1. It counts from Sundays, not from Monday. Okay. So day 1, Sunday, Monday 2, Tuesday 3, and Wednesday 4. So I said Wednesday, no? Okay. So now I have something here. I'm setting my day because I have the day here. I have the day of week somewhere here. Day of week. Yeah. No. I don't know where it is. Day of week somewhere. I have the day of week somewhere here. I can go there. It's a good demonstration. Day of week. I know. The record I'm in is number 2. Okay, I know that. Okay, so I have the days of week, and I'm setting 2 fields for relationship to work. I want, give me all the records for that shift, boom, that are a Wednesday. Those are all Wednesdays. day of week, 4. For that shift, for all the shifts, for this shift, the scheduling, this one, and this one, the free scheduling I have. So I don't do perform fine. No, you set up a global with the number of week, and you set up the global with the ID, and boom, you get your record. And now that I have those records, you remember I have here a little calculation. I'm replacing the, you remember I said I want on Wednesday on the day, on the shifts. So here I have a little calculation that goes to the item, the shift item. Say, okay, oh, you have something here, which is the ID of the shift you put on Wednesday. Remember, it was T100. So it's going to replace, I did my normal thing before. Everything was normal. But then I said, yeah, okay, I don't try to be smart and to replace the thing as they come. No, I do my normal thing. And then I go back like, like a murderer. I go back to the crime, okay, the crime scene. And then I say, okay, oh, by the way, those records, which is not a lot. It's like what, 15 records. Those records are not what it was. It is this. So I'm changing this here. You need to the shift here, the shift item. Look, I'm replacing the shift item. Bloom. It's done. I said, no. Right. It wasn't. So now, so see, all the same. All is T100, all replaced by T100. And then I'm doing the same thing. I said, by the way, I'm returning a second time to the crime scene, okay? And I say, by the way, yeah, the current holidays, I don't know why it didn't do, but I don't know why it didn't work. Why the current holiday didn't work? Current holidays, it didn't fire up. I don't know why. I said the 15th of August, right? Maybe I did a mistake on the day. But by the way, because the time is running, by the way, I'm doing the same thing. I'm replacing, right? I'm replacing the holidays, right? Doing the same way. So you do your normal thing. You don't try to be smart. Don't try, because it won't work. Don't try to do if and case and before and after and SQL and JSON. No, don't try to be smart. Do the normal thing, and then say, oh, by the way, I have those records with this ID, and those records are holidays. You go back and you replace by what you have, if you have. Here, I don't know what happened, but I will figure out. And then you finish this, you go there, and then you do that and replace this, and then close, right? So why? I don't know why the holiday didn't work. I said Monday, 15th of August. I don't know why. I don't know. My demo was working very well so far, so I need something that doesn't work. You should have said Monday. Oh, because it's a day off. Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, because but yes. Oh, because I put the same day. Oh, okay. Let's do something different. Let's delete this. Let's put back the script on pieces. Otherwise, it will be very slow. And you go back to shifts and not Wednesday. Let's say you want Fridays, for example. Okay. So now we go to scheduling, and you generate it. And normally, cross finger. Am I lucky or not? I'm not lucky. Yes, I'm lucky. Yes, I'm lucky. So he puts the holidays on the 15th. Yes. So it was working before. It's just because it's working. And on Friday, I have the T100. Right? So this is a holiday. So if I change, let's say I'm putting another holidays, right, to show you. So I want the 17 or the 25 and the day off. Okay. And I don't know, whatever. And going there. So now we have two red. bam, bam, 15 and 25. Because I came back, right? And I replaced the thing afterwards, right? So now the accounting guys can say, okay, let's go to my, to my list of days, and let's count how many, if that holidays, and if that the day off, or if that is the Sunday, or that, okay. So, and you have all the shift and everything. So the thing is, I don't try. So it's super simple. I'm passed 2 times, 3 times. You build normally, and then you go back, and you treat the exception later. Don't try to. So the teaching here is this. So the first one, can I show the custom function, right? So it's a very small tail recursive custom. Okay, so that was the old way. So I know each time I'm doing a webinar, I'm saying, oh, I will change it with a while, because FileMaker has a while function that didn't have before, and we were using the tail recursive function. So until the start date is inferior and equal than the end date. So that means if you are in the range, pick up the starts, pick up what is already there, add a carriage return, and then do it again. Do the same function again and again, and add and add. That is going to add, is going to keep whatever, is going to do the first day, and then is going to keep the first, and then add because you have the carriage return, and add a value, add a value, add a value, add a value with the start date plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So whatever is there plus 1, that will be the first day, second day, free day, until this and this works. So this is how works tail recursive function. Now the while function is pretty much the same. I'm going to one day, I could do one day webinar and showing I'm doing right in front of you without preparing myself, right? So that was the first question. The second one, why don't relate L0 to schedule with L0 only? Because I have a logic behind. So I don't want to do many things at the same time. I have many logic. So I have the logic for so the question is why we don't do that at the same time, pretty much. The holidays and the day special and stuff like that. It's because you have a lot of logic. So you have the normal logic, then you have the logic of the day off, of the holidays, and then you have the logic of the fixed days. So you have 3 logics. Trying to combine with the if and the case and the perhaps is complicated. The best way is to do first pass normal. Forget about the exceptions. Then you select the records that are involved in your exception because you want to be optimized, and you replace those. Say, okay, those are not standard as they are special. And then you do it again, because then you don't have to overwhelm yourself, with the if and the case and the perhaps and the why not. It's complicated. It's super complicated. Trust me, it's a good technique to do this when you have multiple things that can happen. And let's be honest, and you have to do a thinking like this. What will be the mostly to happen? It's the normal scenario. That will be that will happen the most. So holidays, you have one. You cannot have 31 days of holidays. You have 1 day. Or you have like 10 days in a year, or 15 days in a year, I don't know. If you're in France, you have 363 days in a year. But but if you're not in France, you work, and then you have 1 day, 2 days, and the fixed day, it will be like what, 10 records, 15. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself and build a gasworks that will never work, by the way, for five records. You don't want to do that. So okay, do the normal thing, and then afterwards come back and replace. Okay, trust me, it's the best. I'm inspired to simply super complicated script that as Stu said, I'm inspired to simplify a super complicated script that assign hours to prepaid contract, yes, and generate new contract when one is due. I think this thought process could greatly simplify the speed of the script. Thanks. I agree with you. you know, to that will simplify everything. You need to, okay, I'm giving you like a case scenario with when I'm putting all together, but the technique I'm using here, when you have something complicated, you need to help yourself and give and put everything on the table. If you don't have everything before, if you that my advice, okay, that's my advice. If you don't have, okay, everything before, because until there, okay, here I have everything. This, until all of this, I have everything on the table. Everything I need is there. The list of days, the list of dates, the list of IDs of the schedule, the people. I have everything. You know, my list of day T1, T2, T2, off, T1, T1 is pre-built, everything pre-built, everything ready, everything there, right? And then I don't have to think about it. I just have to pick up the thing. Oh, I need this -1, extract the value of this, and so this is what I'm doing next. You know, middle value, take this one plus the value of the value list. See what I mean? So you build your construction, but you don't have to think about gathering the thing as you come, because otherwise it's complicated. Look, this is, I don't have, imagine that you have to build something like this and gather the information as now. It's impossible. So that's why you need to, and thanks to this, you can go and put the name of the variable, see what you have, test your calculation while the script is running. You can test your calculation, like for example, say, oh yeah, here for example, yeah, I need to put a -1 because I want the thing of before, right? I want the value of the first. So I'm on the counter 2. I want the value of the counter 1. So okay, you know what I mean? So you pick up, so you put -1, so you adapt yourself and you build yourself like this. So Stu, thank you. Do we have another question somewhere else? Okay, Top Cat.
Is it possible to set a day off just for Daniel on Friday?
Yeah, it is possible to set a day off just for Daniel and Friday, not work Daniel. Yeah, we could have done this. We could have done this just by you know, picking, bringing kind of a table when you generate, because you know I've done so. When you generate and you say poof, you have a window coming, and you have the free guys, and you say, okay, for that guy, his day off that day, and then you have the exceptions, so you can create a variable, right? During the scripts, you build a variable, say, okay, pick up those information, pick up those values. You have the ID of the guy, and you have the day of the week, and then you do a replace. You do the normal thing, and you say, oh, by the way, the guy with the ID 0031, blah, 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 that guy on that day is off. You understand? It's super simple. No complexity here. Thanks to, you need a table where you put the thing. When you have the table, you have the record, then you go to the script and you pull everything in the memory, and then you use your step normal, and then you say you add an exception at, you know, you have the fixed day, the holidays, and the day off per person. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to work on we are going to see how I'm taking not tomorrow, Monday. And by the way, by Monday, if I have the time, I'm going to build I want day off for that guy, that day, right? I'm going to see, because it's funny, okay? It's funny to build. If I have time, I'm not promising anything. If I have time, and we are going to see how I'm pushing the thing and stuff like that. I already split the beans, but I'm going to go back to the process and stuff like that. And Monday, we can have a different question if you are we can do a Q&A thing like this, right? Okay, cool. So thank you, everybody. So thank you much.
No, thank you very much, Nick. We greatly appreciate it as always. We look forward to seeing the last day of this on Monday.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!